What is up, everybody? The Titan Bros got another video coming at you to recap another disappointing game. Tennessee Titans versus Chargers. We fall 17-14. We're going to say 17-20. That's not even the right score. 17-14. I will give you a heads up. I didn't watch the game last week, and that's why we brought in Titus, because he did watch the game. So I wanted them to be able to give a better insight because I didn't actually watch the game. It happened again. We had a party, a siblings' Christmas party at my house. So I just thought it'd be too rude to sit there and watch the game because I'd be completely engulfed in the game and not talking to anybody at the house. So I didn't watch it. I kept up with it on Twitter, and you didn't watch it at all. Is that correct?
Yes.
It's probably good because it would have been such a frustrating game to watch. Just watching an offense that cannot move the football. We kind of move it sometimes. We lead the league in 3 and outs. But our inability to score points is has to be so frustrating. Or it is so frustrating, but I didn't have to sit there and watch it this time. But by the tweets I've read, by the reaction videos I've watched, by just the stats, I can put up somewhat of an opinion, which obviously is a dangerous thing to do, but I can put up with somewhat of an opinion of how the game went. The goods, our defense, though so injury-ridden, played lights out. When you hold Justin Herbert to 17 points in that explosive offense the Chargers have, I think that's impressive.
Yeah, I agree. Good job on the defense, but yeah, like you said, this offense is just awful, and every week is just more proof that you need to get up Todd Downing. But I don't know why. But I am not confident that Mike Vrabel is going to do that. But if I have another season with Todd Downing as our OC, I think I'm going to scream. He's bad. He's never ever had a good offense under him. I don't know why we like him so much, but he needs to go.
Is what Vrabel should have done is fired him after the DUI.
Yeah, that's a great excuse to do it.
Yeah, because like if you're friends with him, I think that's what the biggest issue is. I think at this point they bond, they're friends. Because even before he was our offensive coordinator, he was our tight ends coach. So we've had him 2019, 2020, 21, 22. I don't think it's 2019. I think it's 2020 is when he was the tight ends coach. And then 2021 and 2022 was when he was offensive coordinator. But still, they're friends. He can't make himself. I'm sure it'd be hard to fire your friend, to walk up to your friend and be like, "Yeah, you're jobless now, so peace out, brother." So that would be hard to do. But at the same time, Mike Vrabel needs to watch out because Tennessee Titans went 9-7, won a playoff game, and then got beat in 2017 season. And then Amy gave Mike Mularkey the boot because he wouldn't fire Terry Robisky. I'm not saying that Mike Vrabel's seat is hot, but at the same time, if she gives him the same ultimatum that she gave Mike Mularkey, and she's like, okay, so you need to fire Todd Downing now. If you don't do it, I'm firing you too. If he says, I'm not doing it, then we could very well lose our head coach after this season as well, because let's be honest, there's a real chance we miss the playoffs.
Yeah, there is. But with the Mike Vrabel thing, I definitely, because I could be wrong. I was wrong about when we fired John Robinson. But I think Mike Vrabel, he's going to at least get another season. And even if he gets fired over the Todd Downing, I think it's because he's going to have another season with Todd Downing. And we're going to probably have a similar season as this year. And then that's when Amy Strunk is going to step in and say, you got to get rid of him. And we'll see if he does or not. But I mean, I get this loyalty thing, but when you look at the numbers and how bad our offense is, how can you not want to fire Todd Downing? You know what I mean? Like, friendship is great and all, but you got a job to do. That's to win football games.
The thing that annoys me is I feel like he holds players accountable, but I don't think he holds coaches accountable.
I agree with that.
Like Caleb Farley had a terrible game against the Bills in week 2. He benched him. Caleb Farley barely saw the field the rest of the year.
Still managed to get hurt.
Yeah, then he gets hurt. But yeah, like last year, week 1 against the Cardinals, Elijah Molden got slaughtered in week 1 against the Cardinals, and he benched him for like 6 games. There was like 6 games where he never even saw the field hardly. And the only time that he actually ended up coming back is like Chris Jackson, who was starting over him. Chris Jackson went down, and that's what put Molden back in the lineup. Dylan Radins, obviously, they're not giving this guy a chance at all. Even though he may not even be that good. But I just feel like he holds his players to a standard, and he doesn't do the same with his coaches. I just don't understand how you can see how few points we score every single game, and just some of the bizarre play calls that he does in bizarre times.
Bad timing, yeah.
This guy's doing a good enough job.
And it's annoying when you see our defense play the tail off and we still get a lose. You know what I mean? Because you know in today's NFL, everything's stacked against the defense, so it's extra difficult to play and shut down a Justin Herbert or a Patrick Mahomes, and we still go away with losers because our offense couldn't do anything at all. It's very frustrating.
I mean, yeah, it's frustrating because like our defense is so injury ridden. We didn't have Christian Fulton. We didn't have Hooker. Obviously, Caleb Farley's not in. Trey Avery is not in. We had great. We had Danico Autry on the defensive line. Teair Tart was a healthy scratch because apparently either his girlfriend or his wife was having a baby, so he had to leave to the birth. So Teair Tart was gone. Danico Autry's gone. Obviously, Harold Landry's been gone all season. It's just these no-name people. Our two starting middle linebackers are both still gone, Zach Cunningham and David Long. And then even Dylan Cole went out for a bit. And Jack Gibbons, I think is what his name is, came in. We got Jack Gibbons playing.
To be honest, I didn't know he existed until you just said that.
Exactly. Like, who is this Jack Gibbons guy? And here he is, our starting inside linebacker. And they still held this offense to only 14 points throughout the game until the 45-second drive at the end where they kicked another field goal. But, like, our defense, I don't see how you can expect much better from it.
Yeah, I would say, you know, I think a coach can bring talent out of any ounce of talent someone might have. A coach can bring it out. And I think Shane Bowen can do that, apparently, I think. I think Todd Downing is the opposite. He'll grab some talent and somehow make them not show up at all. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And I don't know why I was just thinking as he was talking, wouldn't it be awful if someone offers Shane Bowen a job as a head coach and he leaves, so we lose him and then Mike Vrabel keeps Todd Downing? Wouldn't that just be an awful situation, which I think is a realistic situation we could be in?
Could be. I know they put out an article like on NFL, I think it was the NFL.com or ESPN, one or the other, put out an article like a month and a half ago of head coaching candidates. They had Shane Bowen as just like a little bonus at the end, like honorable mention, I guess I'm trying to say, like an honorable mention at the end. But they actually had the audacity to put Todd Downing as one of the people that be getting looks. I'm like, please take him. But sadly, it's not going to happen. That's not going to happen after the DUI, because it was before his DUI. So after the DUI, no one's going to bring in an offensive coordinator to be a head coach just fresh off a DUI. So,
and fresh off of a season where he's probably 30, 31, or 32 in every offensive category.
Yeah. Now, here's my thing. I think the whole offensive coaching staff needs to overhaul because per Mike Vrabel, he says it's the position coach's job to rotate players in and out and choose who's in the lineup. So when Treylon Burks, the first 5 or 6 games, was only getting 35% of the snaps, that's not okay. Why is Chig Okonkwo only just now in the last couple of weeks getting actual real playing time? Like there for like the first 8 games, he was only getting like 10 snaps a game.
Yeah.
Now that we're actually getting him involved and we give him the football, he's averaging like 40, 50, 60, 70 yards a game.
You know, but I say this, I only halfway think that's an excuse. Because, yeah, I've heard Mike Vrabel say that a lot. But someone I was listening to, and I completely agree, says, Todd Downing, you're not a head coach, so you don't have the whole team to be responsible for. You're an offensive coordinator. You need to be responsible and knowing who's going in and who's not. And let's say one game somehow you didn't realize all the bad players he's putting in. You should, the next week in the practice, say, put this guy in, not this guy. Boom, problem solved. But the fact is that wasn't happening. So I'm like, I still don't find that an excuse for Todd Downing.
No, I don't think it's a good excuse either. because Todd Downing is over the position coaches.
Yeah.
So he should look at who is our tight ends coach? I should be ashamed, but I don't even know who our tight ends coach is because they keep on getting our coordinator jobs because it was Arthur Smith, and Arthur Smith got promoted to offensive coordinator, and then Todd Downing was the new tight ends coach, and then he got promoted to offensive coordinator. So I don't even know who our tight ends coach is. But he should turn around to his tight ends coach and be like, yo, put Chig Okonkwo in the lineup. These guy's killing it. He should look at Rob Moore, the wide receivers coach, and be like, yo, Rob Moore, put Traylon Burks in the game. The guy's by far our most talented wide receiver. And it's a big thing, especially with Chig, actually with both of those, Chig Okonkwo and Traylon Burks. It's not like they have a bunch of other impressive options that, you just don't want to take away from their playing time.
Luke Steckel is our tight end coach.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm sure
You
he's
asked. I found
doing a
out.
up job. But being spied on. But anyways, a big issue that came out of this game is not only did we lose, somehow the Jaguars beat the Cowboys. It's like in the last 4 weeks minus the Vikings game, the Jaguars were just a completely different team out of nowhere. And they just started winning, and we just started losing at the wrong time.
Yeah, I agree. I can't believe we're only a game ahead. And again, we play them in week 17, so that's huge. We play Cowboys. That's going to be a lose if you ask me. We play Texans. That's going to be a win, I think. But they played the Cowboys tough, and they played the Texans, the Chiefs tough. So, that's not a give me.
And it's not just that, but I think it was Adam Schefter reported that Ryan Tannehill is doubtful for the game.
That is surprising.
So it's probably going to be Malik Willis again. Now, Malik Willis did beat the Texans before this year.
And mostly Derrick Henry went off, if you remember correctly.
Yeah, that was all Derrick Henry. I think Malik Willis only completed like 5 passes. Or 5 or 6. But it wasn't a lot. And that would be exactly how we would lose the season, where Malik comes in, is garbage. We get beat by the Texans. We get beat by the Cowboys. And then the Jags, they'll have the game up on us. They can rest their starters. And they can just rest their starters. And even if we beat them in week 18, then the season's over.
Yeah.
It's insane, and it's frustrating how quickly we fell from 7-3 to that.
Yeah, I'll say, it's a shame that Malik Willis is not that good, at least in my opinion, because he's had plenty of playing time. He's had way more playing time than I thought he would. And he's had several games. He's looked like he's probably going to be on in another game. So he's had time to shine and show that, we definitely need to keep with this guy. He has some potential here. But I haven't seen anything really that says potential at all, to be honest.
Sadly. Because he could really put his name in the hat of being next year's starter. Because Tannehill might get cut. Tannehill could very well get cut or traded or something next season. He's playing this game, Malik Willis. It's almost all but confirmed that he's playing this game. But here's the thing. Our next match is on Thursday night, so it's a short week. So it's very possible Malik Willis plays against the Cowboys on Thursday Night Football as well.
That's a lose.
That's a lose. There's no way. Of course, I say that, but we went into overtime against the Chiefs with him. Of course, for some reason, the Chiefs are struggling with the AFC South because remember they went to the playoffs against who they go get. Not the playoffs. I feel like they went to overtime with somebody else. It was us, the Texans, and then they actually got beat by the Colts for some reason.
Yeah.
So they're sort of struggling with the AFC South. I don't know what they've done with the Jags, but anyways. So not only did we just lose, I predicted we'd lose, and we made honestly a better game than I thought. But just with the injuries, it just put us in a worse spot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I feel like we'll go into forgot my train of thought. I got distracted with the dancing kid.
Dancing kid in the background. I think the only way we win, it sounds weird because we still technically have a game up on the Jags, but the only way I see us going to the playoffs is if the Jags have to lose at least one more game.
Do you know who they play? Who's the 3 games?
I don't. Do you have your phone
I can look that up.
Yeah,
I know the last game.
Because here's the thing, we could theoretically win next week and be up 8-7, and then lose to the Cowboys, going 8-8 against the Jags.
They got the Jets. They can win that.
Yeah, so they'll probably be, what are they now, 6-8? So that would put them at 7-8.
Texans.
8-8. So what looks like is going to happen is both these teams are going to be 8-8, playing for the division in week 18.
Which is ridiculous in the sense that at one point I did not think that game would matter whatsoever. I honestly did not.
We were 7-3. I think they were 3-7.
Yeah.
When you look at that, there's just no way they should have ever crawled back into this.
And it depends on how things, injury-wise and stuff. But let's say Jags and Titans playing this Sunday. I would take the Jags. All my money would be going to the Jags right now. They look hot. We look awful. So I would take the Jags. Trevor Lawrence, he looks like the real deal. The Jags looks like they have him. They have a good coach. I like Doug Peterson. I don't know why the Eagles got rid of him, which they replaced him with another good coach. But I like Doug Peterson. So I think they sadly have the foundation of a good coach, good quarterback. So the Jags could be a pain for years to come.
Yeah, hopefully not.
I remember thinking that we better win this division this year because I think this is the last year that we're going to win it and win it easily because I think the Jags will be nipping out our tail. I didn't know that this year, actually, the Jags could beat us.
It's so annoying. I know we just got beat by the Chargers, but in all honesty, it's the Jags one that still stings. Because even if we would have lost against the Eagles and against the Bengals and against the Chiefs and all the teams we've lost, even if we had lost to all those games that we lost, but just won against the Jags to give them one more lose,
yeah,
then none of this would even matter. We'd be like 8-9 at the end of the season, which would be disgusting. Still win the AFC South, still go to the playoffs, still feel somewhat good about ourselves because a lot of us optimistic fans can just be like, oh, it's another injury-ridden year, but we're still able to battle our way to the playoffs, yada, yada, yada. But I don't know. It's frustrating. And again, we're technically still in the driver's seat, and our fate is 100% in our hands.
It's still 100% in our hands, yeah.
100% in our hands, and we're about to go against the worst team in the league, in the Texans, record-wise.
But you are entering, with being 3 games left, you're entering the spoiler teams now. They got a certain amount of danger to them because they got nothing to lose now. You know what I mean? So Don't take any game for granted. No games right now.
Oh, no,
and you can't put it past the Titans. We'll lose to anybody.
And we only lost 5 games last year, and 3 of the 5 we had no business losing. Honestly, 4 we shouldn't have even lost 4. Like, we got beat by the Jets. No reason we should have gotten beat by the Jets. We got beat by the Texans last year. No reason we should have gotten beat by the Texans. We got beat by the Steelers. The Steelers were not good, and we were winning that game the whole game. The entire game we were winning, and we gave it up at the very, very end to let them go ahead for the first time with like a minute and a half left. And then the Patriots, they beat us, but they weren't better than us. They barely made it into the playoffs. We were the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
So, who was the other loss against? Because that was 4 of our 5 loses. Oh, it was the Cardinals.
Yeah, that was.
That one was.
The Cardinals were good. Remember correctly, the Cardinals started off really good last year. They kind of fizzled out, but they started off good. Yeah,
the Cardinals last year were the Eagles of this year. Now the Eagles hasn't fizzled out. The Cardinals were like what, 10-0? Everyone's like, unstoppable. Kyler Murray is the best quarterback in the NFL. What are we gonna do? And then just out of nowhere, they just.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah. So obviously this isn't a preview video, so I think I'm honestly done talking about the Texans. Is there anything else? Because we've almost not even talked about the Chargers tonight. Is there anything else about the game that you like, dislike, or anything else you want to say about it?
At least Dak got a 100-yard game again.
5-yard average.
But that is 2 games in a row now that he's got 100 yards and we still lost. So that's kind of exactly. That's kind of odd for us, but at the end of the day, the last 2 games we've gotten plenty of yards. Oh, I don't know if we got plenty this game, but we got enough. But we just don't get points, and that's what matters.
No.
Either turnover or we just punt it, but we don't.
And I don't know what to do because we don't have enough money to address all of our needs this offseason.
Yeah.
But I'm tired of Randy Bullock missing field goals when we need him to.
Yeah. He's not a clutch kicker. Not a
No,
clutch.
like if we're up 16-7 and we kick a field goal, yeah, he'll make it 19-7. Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy. But if we're up, it's 7-7 in the fourth quarter. We need points. It's a tight game. He misses against the Giants in week 1, 20-21, and he misses a 47-yarder to lose us the game.
Yeah, you're right. Like, we need a new kicker, I think. But the problem is, like, we have so many issues right now on our team. I don't know if kicker is the number one we're looking at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Tough being a Titan fan right now.
It is tough being a Titans fan.
We have not won since we started this channel.
No, I agree. We haven't not had a single reaction video yet where we're just like, boom, led us to victory. Put the beat down on them or anything. It's been nothing but negatives.
Yep. That's true. Well, I think we'll be happy after the Texans win, but even then, I don't know how happy we'll be. We're like, yeah, finally won.
Maybe if we win 27-9 or something, I'll be happy. But if we just barely edge out another victory, I'll be like,
because you know you're gonna lose to the Cowboys next week.
Thanked. They have too many playmakers.
They do.
But, But yeah, apparently this channel just needs to stop now because even before you got here, the only two games I previewed was the Giants game and the Cardinals game from last year. So I have not previewed or reacted to a video to a game that we've won yet. Starting to feel responsible. The Titans' demise.
Yeah, we this channel brings bad luck, I suppose.
Apparently it does. But is there anything else you want to say before we go on and get out of here?
No, I don't think so. Just tighten up, and eventually we're gonna win. Eventually,
maybe might be next season.
Exactly.
Or then again, we might beat the Jags in week 18 because they've already clinched the division and have nothing to play for.
That sounds like Titans.
Yeah, so like edge out of victory 12-9 barely. And like, woo, I feel good about myself now. We're 8-9.
Well, all that does is mess up your draft pick.
Pretty much, yeah. So, but anyways, I guess that's all we got. That's your reaction to the Chargers Tennessee Titans matchup. We fall to them 14-17. Titan Bros are signing out. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.